So, evil villain Mark Zuckerberg, he decided, Meta, so Facebook, IG, is going to follow in the footsteps of X, and there will no longer be fact checking, and they're going to integrate community notes. Now, I know y'all don't got a lot of time. So he did this video, and I said, let me help them by making sense of the flim flam that he's spitting in this video. So I am here to translate Zuckerberg.
Talk about something important today, because it's time to get back to our roots around free expression on Facebook and Instagram.
Okay, so that means AKA we're going to make the hate great again.
So we built a lot of complex systems to moderate content. But the problem with complex systems is they make mistakes. Even if they accidentally censor just 1% of posts, that's millions of people. And we've reached a point where it's just too many mistakes and too much censorship.
Okay, so that means we can't seem to build a system that knows which particular white nationalists and white supremacists should go unchecked and which ones are doing too much. That's really the problem.
The recent elections also feel like a cultural tipping point towards once again prioritizing speech.
Now that these psychos are in office, we can go back, to letting everybody get off on this platform. And that means more ads to sell.
Here's what we're going to do. First, we're going to get rid of fact checkers and replace them with community notes similar to X, starting in the US. After Trump first got elected in 2016, the legacy media wrote nonstop about how misinformation was a threat to democracy. We tried in good faith to address those concerns without becoming the arbiters of truth. But the fact checkers have just been too politically biased and have destroyed more trust than they've created, especially in the US.
What he's really saying is that the fact checkers have been too committed to the facts. And that makes it difficult to persuade and manipulate people to support policy and politicians that harm them. That's what he means.
And get rid of a bunch of restrictions on topics like immigration and gender that are just out of touch with mainstream discourse. What started as a movement to be...
If you haven't noted, let me run that back real quick for y'all.
And get rid of a bunch of restrictions on topics like immigration and gender that are just out of touch with mainstream discourse.
If you haven't noticed, we've already removed those pesky trans and gay chat wallpapers, and now you can go right on ahead and call trans people mentally ill, or if you hate blacks, you can say, get those blacks out of there. If you hate Mexicans, you can say, you hate them too. Buddhists, move them around. No need to hide it any longer. Let that bigotry banner wave.
What started as a movement to be more inclusive has increasingly been used to shut down opinions and shut out people with different ideas, and it's gone too far.
See, we were trying to make this metaverse a more kind version of the actual universe, but like the United States after Reconstruction, we just don't have the energy to try to be decent. It's just too much. I mean, you understand, right?
We used to have filters that scanned for any policy violation. Now, we're going to focus those filters on tackling illegal and high-severity violations.
Oh, you thought we were going to let you have free speech to support Palestine? No, we're just waiting for that bill to get through Congress that makes speaking against Israel's policies against the law. Because we're about free speech, but not if it's used fighting for others' freedom.
We're bringing back civic content. For a while, the community asked to see less politics because it was making people stressed. So we stopped recommending these posts. But it feels like we're in a new era now, and we're starting to get feedback that people want to see this content again.
AKA the community is our nickname for politicians and corporations who don't want to be bothered with hearing about how terrible they are. So we said, oh, good, we got you. But now we're letting all the terrible people do their thing. So it's all good. Carry on.
We're going to move our trust and safety and content moderation teams out of California and our US-based content review is going to be based in Texas. As we work to promote free expression, I think that it will help us build trust to do this work in places where there is less concern about the bias of our teams.
As we dedicate ourselves to literally letting anybody with Wi-Fi say whatever they want, because we know that toxicity fuels engagement and engagement makes dollars, we think it makes sense to do this in a place that, like us, actively ignores the needs and wants of its citizens in favor of lining their own pockets.
We're going to work with President Trump to push back on governments around the world that are going after American companies and pushing to censor more.
Not only are we going to let dirtbag Americans have free reign, we want all the dirtbags all over the dirtbag world to be able to get their dirtbag rocks off.
Now we have the opportunity to restore free expression, and I am excited to take it.
Democrats wanted us to do what they said, but didn't give us tax cuts. Republicans, however, is like, we're going to give you that, so give us this. And we're fine with that.
There's also a lot of illegal stuff that we still need to work very hard to remove. I'm looking forward.
And by illegal stuff, we mean anything that encourages Americans to think, to rise, and to, dare I say, empathize.
Forward to this next chapter. Stay good out there, and more to come soon.
I look forward to making more money. Stay toxic out there. I look forward to making even more money. Soon. And that, my friends, is translating Zuckerberg. How do you feel? I'm pretty proud of that segment. Smart, funny, and